Would you handle the negotiations, not just for Verlander, but for deGrom as well?
Well, I think the way the Mets are handling it, I think, is the right way to handle it. I think, first of all, you really have to kind of, what they've done at the end of the year, they got together with Verlander, with deGrom, and pretty much wanted to make sure, let their position be known. At the same time, you have to go to Plan B. And then Plan B means that you have to go check in with other options, whether it's Rondon, whether it's Verlander. I think it seems pretty clear that Verlander is one of those Plan Bs. What you need to do is you need to continue to be in contact with deGrom's agent. That's very important. And if there's any personal relationship, and to some extent, even some of the players that have relationship with Verlander, with deGrom, to have some type of communication. It's all about information, but at some point in time, you're going to have to, because you're going to hear from Verlander's agent to say, okay, and the key thing with that conversation is, do you want to be here? And how long do you want to be here? What are you looking for? Forget about the money, just the length of the contract, his interest and length of contract. And then at some point in time, you're going to have to make an aggressive move and say, hey, you know what? Your Plan B, but we cannot wait for deGrom to make that decision. I like being proactive as a general manager. Let me make a decision and be aggressive if I can with Verlander.
You know, you have to have an idea what's going on around him, what's going on with the field, what other offers are out there. You know, we're hearing now that maybe the Texas Rangers are interested in Rodon. You know, if that's the case, then maybe the Mets can play this out a little bit more, because I think if Texas goes for Rodon, I'm not sure how many teams are really going to have the kind of offers that would push deGrom away from the Mets. So that might give them a little bit more time. But as O said, you can't let Verlander leave if you think, get away from you if you don't think you're going to bring deGrom back. So a lot of it goes into it. You have to be in touch with all these people, and you have to, I think, have a sense of where the real window is to get this done, because you can't let it drag on forever.
And last week, Jim Duquette suggested on our air that for Justin Verlander, he would be looking at a 2-year deal, while it might take 4 years to get a deal done with Jacob deGrom. If those are the terms and the money per year is similar, how would you proceed?
Look, I think, first of all, I think it's very fair to think if Verlander is going to be offered a 2-year deal at the kind of money that he's expecting to be offered, that Jacob should expect, not just hope for, but should expect 4 years, just because of the age difference and the fact that he was able to stay healthy this year after he got the scapula issue behind him. So if the two things are equal, and I don't really think they are, I think you've got to try to do what you can to sign Jake. If the 4-year deal and the 2-year deal are the two things on the table, both are acceptable to the relative players, then I think you pull the trigger and keep Jake here for 4 years. You're going to have the possibility of having amazing upside out of that. Obviously, there's health issues and that have to be brought into the factor. But then again, Verlander's going to be 40. So there could be health issues there as well. So all things equal, take Jake at 4 years.